But I undersold him when I said he was cogent. He's far beyond cogent. In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been. This is a battle for the future of American democracy. And now is a good time. In June, thank God, in June, and not October, in June, this is the last chance for Democrats to decide whether this man we've known and loved for a very long time is up to the task.
We got to talk about a serious topic of discussion. We'll get into the jokes and the laughter later in a later video, so stick around. But we have to talk about the serious lies that they have been giving us over the past few years, blatantly lying to our faces, telling us that the sky is purple, when in reality we could see that it's blue. The grass is red, but we can see that it's green. They've been telling us that Joe Biden is fine. He's okay. They've even gone as far as saying behind closed doors, he's sharp. He's as sharp as a tack. He's my mentor. They have been blatantly lying to us this entire time, only to pull the rug out from underneath Joe Biden now. Now, listen, I'm no fan of Joe Biden. I've made that very clear. I don't think anybody would ever mistake me as a fan of Joe Biden. Okay? I don't even think that one would even be possible, even for left-wing media. I would love for them to try at this point. That would be quite interesting to see if they could, manage to put something together that made it seem as if I was a Joe Biden supporter. I'm sure they probably could, somehow, some kind of way. You know how the media does, just chop and clip little bits of things. But anyway, what they have done to Joe Biden is absolutely disgusting. Also, what they've done to us is absolutely disgusting. It should not be allowed for the mainstream media to get on national television and to blatantly lie to our faces. For the press secretary of the United States of America to just get up and just say stuff like this.
He is not just my boss, but, he's also a mentor to me. And I've spent sometimes countless hours with him, whether it's in the Oval Office, whether it's on the road. And I believe, for me, you're asking me my personal opinion, he is sharp. He is on top of things. When we have meetings with him, with his staff, he's constantly pushing us, trying to get more information. And so that has been my experience with this president. Anything else outside of that, I just shared with you what Dr. O'Connor said to me.
What? That's been their narrative this entire time. Don't believe me? Just check out this compilation video that was put together. I believe this was by Grabian. Check out this compilation video of mainstream media just blatantly lying about Joe Biden.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
She knows so long as she was 9.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
President Biden has a photographic memory. His understanding and mastery of a complicated geopolitical situation, remarkable.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she...
We're going to continue on with this, but they clearly set this guy up. And I'll explain why and how after this video is finished. So stick around.
She was going to be here.
I was sitting, 2 feet from him across the table, and he was, intense.
Have trouble walking sometimes? Yeah, so did FDR. He wanted GD war.
But he's totally focused. He's very sharp.
They say he's sharp in meetings and so on.
Very lucid, very well informed. Biden is stately, and he comes with gravitas. There hasn't been, as far as I know, a single claim that Biden made a mistake.
Ageism is an issue. Americans have a rich history of holding people's physical characteristics against them. Okay, you can ask African Americans.
He's older. That doesn't mean that he is unfit, and there's a lot of ageism there.
Now, this age attack, this obsession by the right.
Joe Biden may not be able to speak for himself the way that he used to.
They want to think to take on government if we get out of line, which they're talking again about. And that's him him lying around.
I think people should be speaking up for Joe Biden.
Americans and reporters in the media are just judging him by a physical appearance, and it's horribly unfair. Age is an asset.
He showed exactly how with it he is.
The flip side of this coin is that he has a tremendous amount of wisdom and experience. Have you heard any concerns from anyone who has met with President Biden about him seeming a little slower?
No.
More wild speculation from a bunch of people who have probably never been in a room with Joe Biden and certainly don't have medical degrees that I'm aware of.
You don't get paid for performance to be president. The job is not a job of endurance. I don't see Donald Trump out bike riding like Joe Biden.
It's the Hillary's email. All they have is that he's old. He can clear a dementia bar, and that's probably a win.
The media are not fair, and they're getting less and less fair, and things are frightening. You have Wall Street Journal running a horribly sourced piece saying that Biden is unfit.
Dubious Wall Street Journal report about the president's acuity.
Shoddy story by the Wall Street Journal questioning Biden's mental fitness.
Wall Street Journal story had a lot of flaws, as you said. But Sinclair, they didn't do any original reporting. They didn't follow up. They didn't do any work.
Here with us today is Hirsch Goldberg Poland, and still, he is not here with us, but he's still being held by Hamas.
But a huge part of the Mueller report talks about Russian disinformation tactics. And one of the themes this election cycle is that Joe Biden is too old to lead. And so everyone is seizing upon this. And it is a classic disinformation tactic.
Classic disinformation. There you go. There it came out. Disinformation. They accused, the American public of having ageism, right? And once again, it has nothing to do with his age. If he was 1,000 years old, it wouldn't matter as long as he could do the job and do it well. I don't care if you're 1,000 years old. Now, obviously, I'm being a little sarcastic here. You're not living to 1,000, but you get what I mean. Like the age that means very little. That virtually means nothing. It's showing your age. That's the key difference. He's showing his age. When you look at Joe Biden, he looks his age. Matter of fact, he looks older than his age. Okay? Like that's it, because in reality, him and Trump aren't very far apart in terms of age. I want to say they're like 3 years apart. But when you watch the two, both of them aren't showing their age the same way. Trump looks younger than his age, and Biden looks a lot older than his actual age. So this whole narrative of ageism is out the window. But like I said before, they pulled the rug out from underneath Joe Biden intentionally. Case in point, for all those folks that are, have been blessed enough to be on this earth longer than I have, when is the last time you saw a debate this early? When is the last time you saw a presidential debate this early? And I talked about this before. And granted, I'm new to politics, right? Make no mistake about it. That's no secret, okay? But it doesn't take a genius to figure this one out. Debates typically don't happen this early in a campaign cycle or during an election year. They typically happen a little bit later, closer to the election, right? They did this on purpose. They wanted Joe Biden to go out there, stumble, bumble, and fall, so that they could try to replace him early. And my speculation is that they've gone to him before and he told them no. And Jill Biden probably stepped in and said, HE double hockey sticks no, we aren't leaving. And I would imagine that is still currently happening, because now whenever you see Joe, you obviously see Jill. And that wasn't always the case. Towards the beginning, you'd see appearances from Joe Biden and Jill wouldn't really be there, or she'd be back off in a distance somewhere, right? Now she's always right next to him. Always. Including at last night's debate, after the debate, and we'll get into that in another video. I'm going to show y'all that clip, because that one is, that clip's pretty bad. But they did this intentionally to try to replace Joe Biden. And they should not be able to they shouldn't be allowed to get away with this kind of stuff, because they blatantly lied. They knew the truth. And as soon as the debate was over, they were coming out saying stuff like, here, I'm going to play this clip for you. Saying stuff like this. Check out what Joy Reid had to say immediately after the debate.
That said, I too was on the phone throughout much of the debate with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. The people who were texting with me were very concerned about President Biden seeming extremely feeble, seeming extremely weak. And, you know, I'll just reiterate what I said earlier. President Biden had one job tonight, and it was one primary job. And yes, it was to litigate Donald Trump's, you know, criminality and all of those things. But he had to settle his own party. Mm-hmm. He needed to settle Democrats. Democrats, you know, they always talk about Democrats are bedwetters and Democrats are always panicking. Yes, Democrats are always panicking. They're always scared, right? They're always thinking they're going to lose. Like, Democrats are very pessimistic. This is just neurotic. Who they are. They're neurotic. But Joe Biden's job was to reassure them tonight. His job was to calm his party, to make them feel that, yes, I can do this. I have 4 more years in me. I have the ability and the stamina and the strength to do 4 more years. He did not do that.
Honestly, at this point, if I'm Trump, I'm dropping out of the second debate. Because this is what they want. They want to have the ability to push Joe Biden out. That's what they want. That's why the debate was so early in the cycle. They wanted time to be able to push him out. You heard it there. Panic. And I've got one with Joe Scarborough. I've got one with Van Jones. I've got one with Rachel Maddow. Matter of fact, I'll play part of that clip.
And I think with probably strange results. I mean, we'll see the response from both sides. But if you're the Biden campaign, I think you wish that this night will be remembered in reverse.
They're all basically now saying the exact same stuff, right? Joe Scarborough, and this is what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to give Joe Biden the hero's applause. Joe Biden, we love you, Joe Biden. You did a fantastic job. You can ride off into the sunset like the hero you are. But they set him up. What the mainstream media in the United States of America have done to the American public, and not only that, the president of the United States, is absolutely disgusting. And I'm no fan of Joe Biden. I want him out of there just as bad as anybody else. But not this way. Not this way. I want Joe Biden to be on that ticket come November versus Trump. Stand toe-to-toe. Toe-to-toe. I'm not scared. I'm not running away, right? They should not be able to get away with this. This is absolutely disgusting. And of course, now there's buzz about Newsom and everything else and blah, 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 the whole nine, Gavin Newsom. Matter of fact, Newsom is actually trending right now. If I show you, actually, I could show you this. Look right here on the screen. Newsom leads 2024 Democratic buzz. And if you want to hear the clip that was just playing there, I know you couldn't hear it, but this is something on CNN.
If anybody in America thinks that was even close to being an okay debate by Joe Biden, I'm living in a parallel universe. That was an unmitigated disaster for President Biden from the second he walked out to the closing statement. The biggest issue for Democrats is abortion, and he couldn't give an answer. He gave an answer, he couldn't even give a coherent answer on the biggest issue for Democrats tonight. I've heard from leading Democrats across the United States, elected governors, congressmen, who are texting me and saying, I'm worried I'm going to lose if Joe Biden's at the top of the ticket.
And they deserve to. Because they have been the ones that have been telling us this whole time, oh no, you're a terrible person because ageism this, ageism that. Joe Biden's fine. Joe Biden's great. He's as sharp as a tack. We get him in the meetings and he's pushing everybody else. He's my mentor this. He's my mentor that. You deserve to lose. When you get on national television and do what you've done for the past 3 years, you deserve to lose. As a matter of fact, you also deserve to lose all of your credibility. I just wanted to point that out because not enough people are really talking about this aspect of it all. Everybody's keying because Joe Biden looked like a fool, which he did, and we'll get into the laughs as well. But I also think it's important to call out mainstream media and to call out these Democrat politicians who have been lying the entire time, blatantly lying to our faces. But every chance they get, they accuse Trump of being a liar. But they've been lying for the past 3.5 years about who and what Joe Biden actually is. He's not the actual. He's not the one running the show. You watched him on stage. The guy could barely talk. As a matter of fact, there were rumors that Joe Biden's team hit up Trump's team to ask them if he would allow them to just sit down during the debate. Trump said no. As a matter of fact, there's a clip of Trump actually talking about that briefly. He just briefly mentions it. The guy can't even stand up for an hour and a half. He barely can speak. He mumbled, stumbled, and bumbled through that entire darn thing. But he's okay. To that I say, this was your guy. This is the guy you told us was fine. Stick beside him. Stick beside him, Democrats. Stick beside him, mainstream media. You had been telling us, oh, he's great. His policies are fantastic. He's as sharp as a tack. He's our mentor. He's this, he's that. Boom, 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 boom. Stick beside him. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with this. That's all I'm saying. But what do y'all think? Peace and love. I'm out.